Hello and welcome back back, everybody, or welcome to the Vortex Racing League. This is round number 4. We're at the Miami Autodromo, folks. This is a rebrand of the Average Joe's Sim Racing League. We are now Vortex Racing League, folks. Let's take a look at our calendar, see where we've been and what we've been up to, and let's see what we're up to next, as well as the championship standing points. Now we're at round 4, Miami, but we've been to Australia, Bahrain, and Saudi Arabia. Next up will be Imola, then Barcelona, Montreal, Spielberg, Silverstone, Spa, Budapest, Zandvoort, Austin, Texas, Mexico City, Sao Paulo, Las Vegas, LaSalle, Yas Marina Island, and Abu Dhabi to round things out. For the Constructors' Championship, it's Alpine leading by a hefty margin, nearly double the championship points right now to the next leading Red Bull, then McLaren in 3rd position. This is going to be very important for the drivers going into season number 2027. But right now in the Drivers' Championship, it's Reese BFR and Papa Green leading with 74 and 44 points respectively. Reese BFR cleaning up and taking names. Muffin Brand in 3rd place with the Haas Manila Man in 4th. And we have the McLaren running in 5th there. Drivers giving the wall a brief little kiss as they come around. Let's get a look on board and see if we can get a lap in with detains. Papa Green comes in 127.009. Manilman 127.945. Actually be a 128.9 from Detains, and that'll conclude his lap here around the Autodromo. Gunslinger out of the session now, unable to set a qualifying time. Reese VRL now in 6th position, still in pit lane. Cautions in sector 1, lap 2 for these drivers here in this Q1 session. McLaren runs a 126.635, nips away at that pole position by nearly a quarter of a second. Drivers taking the soft compound tires. Let's talk a little bit about this Autodromo that we have in front of us, folks. It will be a track length of 3.363 miles or 5.412 kilometers. It was founded, or the first race was held here in 2022. We are located in the heart of Miami, Florida proper. 19 corners, 12 to the left, 7 to the right, with 33 feet or 10 meters of elevation change throughout the track. And we have a very long front straightaway. The circuit uses temporary asphalt, evolving massively across the weekend, so expect to see these drivers get a little bit faster as the simulator evolves the track feel. And that'll be McLaren going a little bit too deep there at the hairpin double left-hand corner, and caution flag will be brought out for that situation, but he comes down pit road. And it looks like he made the mistake at corner number 17. Made his way through 18 and 19 pretty well there. Corner number 16 is going to be the tricky one for the drivers to be able to navigate without clipping the wall or the barrier. First 3 into pit road. Let's check out what SD Buki is up to. The driver in 4th position right now, coming through the chicane of 14-15 now through 16 we go. And this leads down to that very long back straightaway that we were talking about just a few moments ago. Time to check the mirrors, but time to get attacked as well. You can see the DRS banners there. Drivers getting that helping hand of the drag reduction system will be able to make attacking moves going in towards turn number 17. There's really not another opportunity until we get down to corner number 1 again, but here comes SD Buki into the pits, and it will be Reese BFR's outlap right now. On board with Reese for this outlap. What it do retires from the session here, and this is 14, 15, now coming through 16, and he is careful not to overheat the tires on this outlap because he wants to get a good push lap in. With the clear track in front of him, Papa Green coming out of pit road. You can hear the beep of the drag reduction system open to give him that helping hand. Down the short front straight we go, leading down towards corner number 1. It's going to be a little bit tricky. You want to open it up as wide as possible. Swing back towards 2 and 3 very quickly. Leading down towards corner number 4. It's not really a straightaway, but it is a breakaway zone. There's a little kink for corner number 4, and then into 5, 6, 7, and 8. It's all fast and flowy from here on out. You have to trust the commitment of the car and the aero that's available to you. Reese is pushing very hard right now. Cautions in sector 1. Traffic in front of Reese BFR. Can he escape it? He does. Coming through turns 8, 9, and 10, leading down to the hairpin of corner number 11 before we get down to the horseshoe of corner number 12. This very long right-hand corner. Reese hugs the barriers as much as possible, getting on throttle at the very last opportunity. Pump of the throttle before we get towards corner 15 and 16, that chicane. Here is 16. The escape road doesn't exist there. Only the barriers to catch you off guard. And then the push down towards turns number 17, 18, and 19. It's going to be a long stretch down with the drag reduction system open, and Reese misses that apex by a mile, opens up the corner, but can he recover for 18? He does. Hit that apex and through turn 19, he's looking pretty good, hugs the inside wall, and that's good enough for P3. Reese, in the nick of time, finds the time that he needs, puts one in quick, fast, in a hurry. Very good job out of Reese VRL. Other drivers coming out now. It looks like McLaren, Papa Green, and SD Buki coming out of pit road. Let's check in with McLaren right now. You can see that he is harvesting right now. Papa Green steals away pole position by 45 thousandths, 126.590. I think that's what everybody was maybe a little bit scared about going to the later stages of this qualifying session, with someone coming in and doing a little bit better than they have on the board right now. Looks like McLaren yielding for the cars around him, letting the Alpines go through. Perhaps not happy with his tire temperatures just yet, or waiting for that clear air. 126.590 is the time to beat. Can McLaren stitch out 45 thousandths of a second? No, he comes down pit lane. That'll be the end of his qualifying run. Manila Man out there on the run, it looks like. On an outlap now. Now, is this an actual installation lap? Or is he just scrubbing in a set of tires? Looks like he's staging himself like he wants to do a lap. Yellow flags waving for the slow cars out on circuit right now. 1 second separates the top 4 right now, up to Manila Man, who's on this outlap in front of us. Coming through sector 1, Manila Man, not too shabby of a driver. Expect to see him shake and bake that Red Bull. I believe What It Do did not show up for the last 2 rounds, leaving Manila Man out there to claim as many points as he possibly could for the team. So expect to see the Red Bull climb back up in this championship fight, but also the McLarens are out there in force. We have Gunslinger 66 and McSpeed challenging forward. And it looks like we're missing a Williams driver. We have Ian Mack. I'm not going to read the numbers. We have Ian Mack, and we have It's Bear in pit lane. So with 5 minutes left to go, It's Bear not setting a qualifying time, might start from the rear of the pits. I don't want to say this isn't looking like a good lap for Manila Man, but I don't think he's going to make the mark on this occasion. 119 already completed, and he's got 2 more corners left to go. Can he produce a 126 on this lap? No, he'll come down pit road. Outlaps for McLaren and Reese VFR. Let's check in with the McLaren of McSpeed. McSpeed 1.4 off the mark currently. It has the drag reduction system open right now, getting into the braking zone. Ooh, Moza Army disqualified from the session. Driving the wrong way, apparently. That leaves us with just detains in the Mercedes right now. And McSpeed bobbing and weaving, obviously not generating enough speed on this lap. Maybe it was 2 laps is what it needs, but no. McSpeed into pit lane. Let's check back in with McLaren here. Not going any faster this time around. He only needs 45 thousandths at the end of this session, but doesn't have it this time around. Reese VFR up 0.2 of a second. Checking in with the rest of the drivers, it looks like 1.4 back is McSpeed, and then we have Maverick for Christ 2 seconds back, Detains 2.3 back, Ian Mack 2.9, El Focal 3.3. What It Do 4 seconds back. His qualifying session coming to a close right now, and that is a slight improvement, 127.394 for Reese. That'll be a retirement from the session and conclude that qualifying run. Oh, and a big drift for McLaren coming through turn number 16. And that Code Brown moment will definitely result in him concluding that session and the time. SD Buki getting green flags waved at him. Keep an eye on the top right-hand corner of your screen. See what the delta looks like. A little bit of gain there for SD Buki. Almost a tenth in the positive area. Can he find a little bit more time? Might have breached track limits there. He was very close coming over the curbs through 11. Oh, and definitely through the pylon there. And that will end SD Buki's attempt at this qualifying run. Manila Man getting to the line now. 1:27.231 will improve by just a little bit. Fourth place for Manila. SD Buki 1:27.008 improves up to third position. That'll wrap up the qualifying session, folks. Stand by as we get the results posted for you. 2 minutes left on the clock for the drivers, but that will actually do it for us. Get those results posted just a moment here at the Miami Grand Prix, the Autodromo Internazionale. There you have it. Papa Green in P1. In front of McLaren by 45 thousandths of a second. SD Buki in P3. Reese VRL in P4. Manila Man in P5. McSpeed in P6. Maverick Christ in P7. Detains in 8th. El Focal in 9th. Iron Mac in 10th. What to do in 11th. Gunslinger in 12th. It's Bear in 13th. Setsu in 14th position. Packed grid of drivers here for the Vortex Racing League. Stand by as we get the drivers gridded up, folks. And the formation lap is underway, folks. Now, the curiosity is going to kill me. Will Reese, VFR, and Papa Green secure a double podium tonight? Reese looked a little out of sync from the drivers in front, running very close to each other, the first trio. Well, barring any mistakes from the front three, I think that's locked in. Papa Green, McLaren, and SD Buki. The three of them will decide this event. The battle for the mid-pack, though, will be very intense, and we'll have to keep an eye on that also. Tire compound choices for you there on the left-hand side of your screen. Medium compound being the most selected. A couple of drivers there on the soft compound. Just waiting for the final few remaining drivers to get to the grid here. Don't forget, we will do driver pit stop interviews and see if the drivers are ready for that, but the lights are about to come illuminated. When they go out, we'll go green flag running for the first time in Miami. And it's green, green, green here at the Miami Autodromo Internazionale, and that is a great start for McLaren. Gets the jump on Papa Green, but Papa Green clips his nose on McLaren's rear wheels there. He might have some front wing damage to that vehicle. Side by side from the Alpine to ST Buki of Reese VRL through corners. I believe that was 4 and 5, but now it's all single file line, but McLaren goes super deep into Kick Sauber. Opens up the door for an attacking opportunity from the Alpine from behind, but it's still a runaway for the two leaders right now. 2/10 is their separation, but we're going to have to check in with the battle for P4. It's getting a little heated right now. Reese does find an advantage over SD Buki on the medium compound. There's a caution in sector 2. So we've got front wing parts everywhere through corners 14 and 15, I think. Or is that corner 11? That was corner 11 where we have the yellow flag for the front wing parts, and it looks like the marshals were able to grab the debris to keep us green flag running. Here are the possible race strategies: medium hard hard, medium soft hard hard, and it looks like a couple of drivers are on that soft strategy to begin with, though. So the drivers on the medium compound can obviously select a multitude of strategies. The drivers on the softs pretty much locked in to eventually taking the hard compound tires. And a pit stop there for Manila Man after just one lap already. And it looks like we are under safety car, perhaps? Perchance? Per maybe? El Focal gets a 10-second penalty for speeding in the pits. Goodness gracious. And there we go. Speeding under virtual safety car for McLaren and Reese. Oh my goodness, that hurts their time so much. I was wondering what was going on there. So Papa Green now inherits the lead of the race because of those penalties. Now, are we under VSC still, or are we green flag running? It looks like we are green flag running here. But caution in sector 1. Unbelievable that McLaren and Reese, both under the VSC, just were way too fast. They were running at Mach Jesus there. And will pay the price during their pit stop. And they're probably going to fall back out of the top 10 maybe. Man, not the way we wanted to see that battle end. McLaren taking his pit stop, getting off the soft compound tires, and forcing the issue of that penalty as well. So unable to touch the car for 10 seconds before service is given to McLaren. And there he is, tumbling out of the top 10, nearly out of the top 10, climbs his way back up into P9 barely, right in front of its bear. Now McLaren's going to shake and bake and get a move done on the Moza armies. Got another pair of soft compound tires. Very interesting. That did not come up under the race analysis for strategies to pick. But when you're in the back and you have to look forward, softs were the only choice to take side by side between SD Buki and Reese VRL. To the backside of the circuit, it looks like SD Buki is the one to make that one work. Now Reese has to take his pit stop and will serve that penalty. And this is McLaren who's caught up to what it do. Get the move done coming out of the final corner, leading down towards turn one. Won't be too much of a debate there. Lap 4 of 29 now concluded. And McLaren actually on a good run right now. This recovery drive is turning out well for him. I know he does need to make another pit stop, but he's got quite a few cars that he can get around. His lap times are looking very strong. There's a move done ahead of McLaren. That was Reese actually being past Ian Mack. And Gunslinger will be a first DNF of the session. And it looks like we are under VSC again. Or no, this will actually bring out the safety car. And Moza Army gets a penalty for speeding under the safety car, so we will get the field completely bunched up again. Now will Reese and McLaren come down pit road, take advantage of a free pit stop potentially. SD Buki, Maverick for Christ do take advantage of this opportunity and will come down pit road. I believe that was Reese coming down the pits. Yes, it was Reese. And here comes McLaren down pit road. That leaves P1 out there. That'll be Papa Green. I'm not sure the pit stop call was the right one because you can see McLaren's back into 12th position now. Oof. And where did Reese come out? Reese came out in the top 10 on the hards. So first safety car of the event tonight at the Miami Autodromo Internazionale. And we'll get the field bunched up, and the safety car doesn't look like it's going to pull in this lap, so we'll get one more opportunity for the drivers to decide to take those pit calls. Maybe Ian Mack, What It Do, Manila Man, and It's Bear will decide to get off those medium compound tires. No, we cannot call the safety car in because the field is too spread out right now. We will have to do one more lap behind the safety car at least. See that big gap on the left-hand side. That pit window is open for the drivers on that two-stop strategy, but I think a lot of drivers are probably going to be going for the three-stopper. There's the number of stops listed next to the timing tower for you. There is the fake marina on the inside of the horseshoe infield. Coming through turn 3 at the Hard Rock Stadium. Oh, excuse me, turn 7. Turn 7, not turn 3. Papa Green controls the field as the safety car pulls in. And it's his call to go, and he will go out of the final corner, leaving SD Buki eating dust with a 1.2 second gap already. Mavic for Christ on the attack, but so is Reese, who's on the attack from that Williams. It's Bear falls back. Reese already gains a position on the good. McLaren up one position as well, into 10th already. Now that the order is shaken up aplenty, we're going to have to keep our eyes on where the cars end up falling. What It Do, and a big clip of the wall will leave. I believe that's What It Do with a ton of damage. Yeah, that is What It Do. Falls back into 7th position now. Where is that damage? I can barely see it. Or was it the front-running Red Bull that has the damage of Manila Man? Either way, Reese goes for a move on Manila Man, makes that one stick as well. A little bit of a lockout coming into the final corner, but made the move and made it happen. Speed with the overdrive and commitment as well. Looking at the inside towards turn 1 on the slow Red Bull. Side by side. Through the fastest parts of the track, the McLaren pulls out the speed. And it's McSpeed with the overdrive and commitment on what it do in 7th place. That'll be 6th for McSpeed currently. Now for the leader though, it's a 2.9, nearly 3-second gap for Papa Green. SD Buki running in 2nd place, Maverick for Christ running in 3rd. Reese has climbed his way back up into 4th, Manila Man in 5th, Speed in 6th, What It Do in 7th, Moza Armsy in 8th, it's Bear in 9th, Focal running in 10th, Said Sue in 11th, McLaren in 12th, Ian Mack in 13th position right now. McSpeed not getting one move done on a Red Bull was good enough. He's attacking the 2nd Red Bull now. Only half a second back. Cautions in Sector 3 could breed a safety car. But it is cleared quickly. No safety car called. Cautions in Sector 1 might bring out the safety car. Not for this duo, though. Whoa, and there is a big tank slapper for McSpeed. That will bring out a safety car as there's debris everywhere and sparks fly out. Oh my goodness, what a huge wreck for McSpeed on the racetrack trying to get around. Manila Man just looked left and then the car just clipped on him. Unbelievable. McSpeed is out of this race now, falling back more positions. Oh, that's just a sad double DNF for the McLaren team this weekend. Papa Green will come down pit road. Focal drive through for speeding under the safety car. SC Buki inherits the lead of the race with Maverick Christ in P2, Reese BFR in P3 in front of Papa Green now. Expect to see some resemblance of team orders there. Let's check in with an Alpine team and see what's going through their mind. Hello, gentlemen. Can you hear me? Oh, hold on one second. The drivers can't hear you. We're going to have to fix that. We can hear you. I can hear you, but the drivers can't. The fans can't hear you. Hold on. 1 second. Okay, now everybody can hear you. Boys. Pit stop for Papa Green there behind Reese BFR. Team orders going to come into play here?
Probably not.
Once we get past Maverick, it might.
Yeah.
All right.
Maybe unleash me to get Bookie.
And Reese, yeah, penalty came out for you behind that first safety car, right?
Yeah, it was a game glitch.
And
sadly,
it was double duty because I think you got it and McLaren got it at the same time.
Yep.
Yeah, they did.
So unfortunate game glitch, but a recovery back to P3, looking good for a podium tonight, right where you were looking at the start of this race, maybe?
Hoping so.
Right on. And hopes for yourself, Papa Green?
Yep. Doing pretty well so far.
1-2, hopefully, right?
Yeah, hopefully 1-2.
That sounds like a hell of a strategy, boys. I'll leave you to it as the safety car is probably going to come in this lap. Anything to wrap up before I let you go?
Keep an eye on me.
Will do, brother. Thank you so much. Take care.
All right, see ya.
And that was the Alpine pit wall that we just checked in with. So that was Reese and Papa Green. Papa Green having the down under accent. And Reese VFR there, the American driver. See if we can check in with the Haas wall as well before the safety car comes in. Anybody here on the Haas pit wall?
I am. What's up?
Hey, looking for Maverick for Christ.
Yeah, that's me. What's up?
Hey, man, this is Hi, the broadcaster. Just checking in with you. P2's looking pretty good right now, but you got the Alpines behind. We just checked in with them, and they're on the attack. How do you feel about your defense?
See what happens, man.
Right on.
He's a good racer.
They're all good racers in this league.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Hopes for yourself for this race. Safety car lights are still on, so I think we got a little bit of time to chit-chat if you want to.
I just finished top 4.
That's looking good. You qualified in the top 3 yourself, so having a little bit of practice here at the Autodrome, or not so much?
Nope, I haven't. It's my first time playing this game in a while, so.
Well, right on. I'll leave you to it and let you get situated, brother. Have a great night and stay safe out there.
Thank you, man.
Bye-bye. Cuckoo-cuckoo. We've checked in with Alpine and Haas. What about someone else? We do have the Aston Martin wall we can check in with. If anybody from the Aston Martin wall is in, let's check in with SD Buki. Anybody there on the Aston Martin wall? Check, check. Anybody there on the Aston Martin pit wall? Alrighty, nothing heard, disconnecting. We do have a Ferrari out there that will be said soon. We do have the Racing Bulls, but we don't have the Red Bulls, I don't believe. So we're going to have to keep our eye on the front runners of this pack. SD Buki, Maverick for Christ, Reese, VRL, Pampa Green. We know that the Alpines want to be on the attack, but we know that Pampa Green is significantly faster than Reese. About 3/4 of a second per lap on the same compound tires. Now, are they on the same compound tires? Yes, all front 4 are on hard compounds. Reese is on 7-lap-old tires, as well as Maverick and SD Buki. Now, will be SD to control the field, and he does go coming out of the final corner. And he doesn't have such a great leap because Maverick for Christ is right there. Papa Green leaps forward into P3, but what's happened to the other Alpine of Reese, VRL? He's dropped like a stone into P11 with a pit stop. And I don't think that was what he meant to do. As we switch over to the Moza RMZ. Up ahead, McLaren shakes and bakes with its bear. Gets the position done with a blink of an eye. So fast to get that one done. Papa Green and Maverick for Christ. Papa Green to the outside line. Gets it done. Maverick for Christ cannot defend going in towards turn number 11. Around the bend of corner number 12, leads into the hairpin of 14 and 15. Focal chasing down It's Bear, who's still ghosted for some reason. McLaren gets by Manila Man in a blink of an eye, leading into the final corner. This is an excellent overtaking opportunity, but a little lockup there from Focal will get the opportunity back to the Williams driver, but no, what it do climbs forward with the Williams driver falling back. Moza Army gets slapped with another time penalty. This is for speeding in the pits, it looks like. Papa Green falls back to SD Buki. Up ahead at the front of the grid. Keep an eye on this battle. Papa Green has the advantage here, looks to the inside line. Pincer move not given, leading in towards 11. No squeeze or quarrels given. And it was just Papa Green walking away with it into P1. Maverick for Christ into P3. SD Buki into P2. McLaren climbs his way up into the top 5. Checking in with what it do in his chase on Focal. Half a second is the gap currently between the battle here. Opens up quickly to 1.1 second. Now we have to switch over to McLaren and Manila Man, as Manila Man had apparently not had the DRS there, but McLaren did. So Manila Man not able to get a move done on McLaren just yet. We'll get a little bit more DRS here, but it won't be enough to close down a 1 second gap. Cautions in sector 3. But no harm, no foul there. SD Buki did get passed by Papa Green. One second, the gap between the leaders. Maverick for Christ in P3, McLaren in P4, Manila Man in P5, What It Do in 6, It's Bear in 7th, Focal running in 8th, and Reese in 9th position. And we are at the halfway point of this race, but it doesn't mean that where you're at now will lock you in at the end of the race in 15 laps time, right? Big lockup from Buki right now. I think he's just overdriving the car a little bit, trying to stay in touch with Papa Green, but it's just costing him right now time. So SD Buki chases. I think the right move here for Buki is not to spin the car like that. And caution brought out in sector 1 due to the drift, but instantly cleared because Buki was able to recover the vehicle. Unbelievable save there out of Buki. And the Ferrari retires from the session as well, out of 10th place. And I think that will bring out another safety car. Yes, it does. Focal with a penalty for speeding under the safety car. So a 6-second gap will evaporate in front of our very own eyes. Papa Green and SD Buki will come back together again with Maverick for Christ in P3. McLaren probably chomping at the bit on another podium. pit stop calls. This time is for SD Buki. Papa Green is the driver who stayed out, if I'm not mistaken. Now, Papa Green did come down pit road. SD Buki into pit road. Is Maverick for Christ in pit road as well? Yes, it is. So the McLaren, excuse me, the Kick Sauber of McLaren comes into the pits. Who will inherit the lead of the race? Or will we stay in the same running order with all these drivers coming into the pits? It looks like we are in the same order now. Focal stays out. Manila Man stay out. We'll have to wait for the tower to fully update itself. And obviously get the grid back and bunched up. And this is just peculiar timing. Almost right at the halfway point of this race, we got that safety car. And everybody in the front runners basically got a free pit stop out of that. There is the number of pit stops on the left-hand side of your screen. And here we have the tire compounds for everybody and how old the tires are. Papa Green, Buki, and Maverick all taking that stop. McLaren decides not to, gains a few off that. Focal does the same. Reese has a long way to go, but halfway through the event, 12 laps remaining. I think he could probably pull a rabbit out of his hat. Safety car lights still on, as we still need to get the field bunched up for this race restart. If you like what you see, don't forget to like, subscribe, ring the bell, all that good stuff. Make sure you definitely leave a comment on who your favorite driver is or who you believe should be the driver of the day. We are the Vortex Racing League, folks. I'm your host, Sagar Bakshi, aka The Real High, taking from green to checkered flag here tonight. Here at the Miami Internazionale Autodromo. Safety car officially in this lap. Control goes over to Papa Green for the speed. And he'll slow down immediately, let the safety car peel off. Make his way towards turn number 17. Kind of right around the midway point, he decides to break away. SD Buki in the middle of a checkup on the brakes gets left behind. McLaren trying to challenge forward. Maverick for Christ under threat now. Manila Man in tow from McLaren, but has that penalty attached to his name, so any progress really will just hurt him in the long run. That is a 10-second penalty for Manila Man for speeding in the pits. McLaren slowly gaining on Maverick for Christ here. Might get the move done leading in towards 17 if he has the DRS. Not enough toe there to get the move to stick. A big wiggle from McLaren though. Almost slapped it into the wall. Manila Man, like I said, in tow and on the attack. Reese works his way all the way up into P6 in the Alpine. Gets by Focal and What It Do. Here's the closest battle on track. McLaren chasing down Maverick for Christ. SD Buki just 0.6 ahead as well. Easily be the battle for P2 in just a few moments. That was a huge spin, but well avoided for McLaren. He finds reverse and gets back going again. But under the brakes, leading in towards turn 17, McLaren just looped it. So with 8 laps left to go, McLaren has to do all that hard work over again. Reese is sitting pretty, looking at a top 5 right now, but maybe not for long because McLaren's trying to change that up on him. Big lockup there for the Alpine and a tank slapper galore. The kick Sauber tries to find the long way around the outside at turn number 12. Can't find the daylight on that opportunity. Has to fall in behind. Looking for a move every which way. The kick Sauber of McLaren's on the hunt. Will get the helping hand of the drag reduction system. And Reese won't have it. Sips out of the slipstream already. Applies the drag reduction system. That opens up and he walks right on by the Alpine. But Reese on the attack as well. Won't have anything to say about it at this opportunity. But if he stays within that 1 second range, could attack at the next. Reese instantly falls back to nearly 2.5 seconds. McLaren just carries too much speed around the Miami Internazionale Autodrome. the Souls. Welcome to the YouTube chat. Thank you very much for being here. Saying in chat, Sauber deserved the podium. They tried. Focal got hit with so many penalties. McLaren hit with a penalty as well. It's really just bad luck going their way. No man within half a second of Maverick for Christ could change up the podium. At least when they cross the line, but the results will show that Maverick for Christ will claim P3 at the end of the day. Red Bull should have a 10-second penalty right now for speeding in the pits. That's what Manila Man has to serve. So if this Red Bull gets around Maverick, you still have to pull out a 10-second gap, and it's not looking good for Manila Man. Falling back at least 2 positions, potentially even 3. Manila Man's tires versus McLaren's tires right now. Looking about the same, except McLaren has more rear available with older hards. 6 laps left to go. The Sulls thinks that Sauber will still get a podium. That's a long stretch, my friend. Manila Man loses it coming out of turn 16. The rear end just came around on him. Slow, lazy spin. Drops down the gap to 1.5 from himself to McLaren behind. The Souls thinks that the Red Bull and Haas will fight at some point. I think the Kick Sauber and the Haas will fight at some point. But I don't think McLaren's going to get the podium that he wants. Pit stop. Oh, collision. And was that the Alpine of Reese? I think it was. And caution brought out in Sector 1. We'll have to take a look at that Alpine to see if it is damaged or not. It looks okay. I thought we saw a huge collision. I'm not positive. Papa Green now under attack. SD Buki 7/10 away, but on the hard compounds, obviously able to run these a little bit longer. 5 laps left to go in this event. I think Papa Green's tires are failing him now. Imagine going another 4 laps on those soft compounds. Papa Green has to do it here. SD Buki can easily do 12 laps on the hard compound, but 12 laps for the soft seems like a bit of a stretch of the imagination. Battle here between the wounded Red Bull and the Kick Sauber. McLaren just gets by relatively smoothly there. The Alpine of Papa Green goes deep, I believe, at turn 11. Closes down the gap to just 1/4 of a second. Now is this SD Buki's opportunity to pounce. He's 4/10 back. Before the DRS is open, now it's fully open at 3/10 of a second. The Alpine gives a little bit of a twitch in defense, but no. The Aston Martin walks right on by. SD Buki into P1. Papa Green into P2. That's a pit stop call for Papa Green there. I think that's just gonna be a recovery drive for Papa Green to finish out this race. Ouch. McLaren got by Manila Man a couple of corners ago. Now the Kick Sauber is looking at P2 potentially. Like I said earlier, Manila Man still in tow. Kick Sauber wiggles and weaves each way, coming through corners 8, 9, and 10 now. DRS wide open, but not enough to close down the gap behind the Haas. The Red Bull looking like it wanted to pounce as well, but decided to fall in single file a little too far back at this opportunity. The kick, just 2/10 back. Finds a way by, all the way up into P2. Haas gets left in the dust. 4/10 back, make that brake dust. The kick is still wiggling and weaving every which way on acceleration. Those tires have got to be failing him now. Look at the wear, 23% on that front left. Maverick Christ has so much tire remaining. Just can't do anything with it. McLaren up into P2. Maverick for Christ in P3. Manila Man in P4 with just 2 laps remaining. Now Papa Green is taking chunks of time out of Manila Man. Should be able to get P4 with that penalty that Manila Man is carrying. That's about all that Papa Green can hope for right now. Close battle on track is the one for P3, and the Red Bull almost rams the Haas. Narrowly avoids it just by running straight and braking in a straight line. No Man closes down a 1 second gap to 7/10 of a second. Despite that mistake, well, this battle doesn't mean much because No Man carrying a 10-second time penalty will have to serve that. Papa Green within 10 seconds now. ...11 laps and 14 laps respectively on the leader's tires right now. Manila Man on 11-lap old hards, Maverick on 11-lap old mediums. The move is done for the Red Bull. Now SD Buki onto our final lap of this event. Gaining 2 positions on the good for the evening. Started in third, worked his way up in the first. Couple of mistakes out of P1 and P2 resulted in the losses of points. But SD Buki kept it calm, cool, and collected throughout this event and just plugged away at lap times. Coming around turn 12 and taking a good look at the marina for the final time out of turn 7. Through the chicane we go and punch out the wall towards corner number 16, and you can see McLaren pushing as hard as he might in the background, 3.5 seconds back and gaining time ever so slightly. Lap after lap, but there's just not enough time left on the clock for McLaren to recover after that earlier incident on this race. SD Buki's gonna cross the line in P1, claim victory of this event. McLaren in P2, Manila Man in P3. Maverick for Christ will claim victory in P4. But it actually will be Maverick for Christ in P3, Papa Green in P4, Manila Man in 5th, post penalties, Reese VRL in 6th, What It Do in 7th, It's Bear in 8th, Focal in 9th, Moza Armsy in 10th, and Ian Mack in 11th. Just waiting for the last of the drivers to cross the line with 1 minute, 50 seconds remaining on the clock for the results to populate. And we will head over to the driver's room to start doing our interviews and talk to SD Buki, McLaren, and Maverick for Christ. And the celebrations taking place for the Aston Martin team, the Kick Sauber and the Haas family. As podiums are not easy to come by, especially in the Vortex Racing League. Driver of the day goes to Moza Armsy, apparently. Fastest lap going to Papa Green. SD Buki taking the winner of the race. Driver of the day, Moza Army. Most overtakes to Moza Armsy as well. Cleanest driver going to What It Do. SD Buki taking P1, McLaren in P2, Maverick for Christ in P3, Papa Green in 4th, Manila Man Reese, What It Do, It's Bear, Focal, Moza Armsy, Ian Mack. And that'll round out our participants for the evening. Let's head over to the intermission screen. And we'll go grab the drivers.
And I had a little tap with Reese as well out of the pit, so maybe if that didn't happen, I would have got maybe P3.
Gentlemen, hello, hello, hello.
Hello. Hi.
Hello.
We're just doing our post-race interviews with drivers. Anybody want to go first?
Start with
Nah.
Papa.
What? Me?
You go, Papa.
alright.
You go, Papa. I'm shy.
Fair enough. Yeah, so tires are basically dead. Other than that, it was a good race.
And that's Papa Green we're talking to there. On the soft compound tires, really tried to make it work the long way at the end of the day on the soft compounds and just ended up burning them out. Just any opportunity to change tires other than at the very end there?
Nah, every other tire was used and like very high percentage, so that was like the only tire I had.
Shoot, man. Really
So
troubling, but a great race, good recovery drive as well. How about McLaren?
Yeah,
Is
was.
McLaren here?
Yeah, what's up?
What's up, McLaren? A bit of a roller coaster of a ride for you this race.
No, for sure.
All the way up into P2 to start this one event. Worked your way down out of the top 10 into 12th position at one point, and then working your way back up into P2. What was the story there?
Just a few things. I had to drive through after that first virtual safety car. I don't know if it was a glitch. I'll check the footage, but there was that. And then I had a 10-second, I believe, for speeding the. Did I? No, I can't remember, honestly, but it was just a bunch of stuff that piled up.
Couple penalties just piled up, I believe, due to glitches not going your way, and a couple other drivers getting some pretty weird penalties also behind the VSC, so you're not the only one to get caught out with that one. Super interesting, though.
It was fun, though.
Exactly. Fun race, though.
Yeah, for sure.
Heck yeah, that's what we like to hear.
Mm-hmm.
Who finished in P2? That would be SD Buki won the race, excuse me. Is Buki here?
Yeah, I'm here.
A Buki. A nice
I'm
win
excited.
for yourself.
Thanks. Hope it was entertaining for you and the spectators.
I pretty much was, but you had a roller coaster of a ride yourself now. Did you think that P1 was in the cards for you tonight, starting in P3?
Until that first safety car came out, it put me behind Papa on strategy, but he came out on soft.
Yeah.
And I was thinking, well, another safety car that might spin around again, which it did, and then he came out later on another set of softs, and I'm like, what's going on here? So it was basically just waiting to see.
Yeah.
Basically just waiting and biding my time, see what was going to happen, and then just holding on, driving like a nana for the last 3 laps.
What did your strategy end up looking like? How many stops did you end up taking?
Just the 2.
Just the 2 stops.
Hard.
Nice. So a lot of drivers ended up pitting under the safety car, getting free stops, and changing up the order a little bit, but you decided to stay out for most of those safety cars then.
The first one I did. Was it the first one?
Yeah, the first one you did.
I can't remember. The first one I stayed out, the second one I came in, and then the next one was kind of helpful because it was around when I needed to pit.
Nice. Very nice. So things just fell into your lap and went your way this time around.
Oh, they did. It's about time it happened.
Very nice. Now, anybody you want to shout out, Buki?
Shout out to everyone. Have a good race.
Right on, brother.
Yep. I just want to say, great race, Buki. Great race. Just, if I had mediums, might have been a different outcome, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I would have been a couple more laps before I passed you.
Probably. But no, fun race though.
No, it was good. It was all good. It was nice, nice and clean up the fight with Papa. He was doing well. Getting himself back to 4th.
Anybody else have any comments?
I didn't really see any collisions as well. I don't know what the safety cars are happening. I think they were all based off spins or something.
Yeah,
the only,
solo
like,
spins.
collision the only collision I actually saw was when one of the McLarens went straight into the wall in the last corner.
Yeah.
And that was about it.
From what
But
I
yeah.
saw, the safety cars were all solo crashes.
Yeah. So very clean race.
Thank you very much, gentlemen.
Yeah.
Have a great night.
Thanks,
We'll
mate.
see you in a bit.
Yep.
Thank you very much,
Have a good
mate.
night.
Thank you, everybody, for joining us. Thank you very much for staying tuned. It's been a pleasure to be your host. I'm Sagar Bakshi, aka The Real High, and this is the Vortex Racing League, driving the F125 simulator. If you're interested in joining us, come check out VRL and get registered for the grid, folks. Thank you very much. Have a wonderful night. And as always, make sure you stay safe out there. Bye-bye.